Where's the remote? Found it.
Turn off the lights.
All right.
Did you grab the drinks?
Yeah, I got them.
Okay, I'm making the popcorn.
It's starting. Come on.
All right. Okay, I'm here. Hit the button. Hi, it's Jill.
Nope.
Hi, I'm Jill.
And I'm Gianna. And welcome to the We Watch It All
podcast.
Podcast? Where we watch it all and give you our opinions.
AKA the opinions no one ever asked for. We're out of sorts already because it's 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, dear heavens.
We haven't eaten. We've been out all day cavorting.
Getting shot.
Well,
a
shot of sorts.
Yeah.
We helped somebody prove they were negative in the corona.
Oh, so I thought you were going to say the way you had your hands. I thought you were going to be
It's a guy, right? I knew it.
She drove. It's storming here in the Northeast, and we were driving, and there was a decent puddle, and she didn't realize it. There was a little, maybe old guy, at least in the 50s, and he had his umbrella, and I didn't know he had pizza till after you told me, and she went.
I think I splashed him. I think I got him. I don't think I got him, but she thinks I got him.
No, you definitely got him. He was on my side.
He shouldn't have been that close to the curb.
No, but I was thinking he had the umbrella up and open.
He did have it
down. It was open above his head. It was really raining hard.
See it above his head.
Yeah, he had it. I don't know why he didn't drop it in front of him.
I feel like we've seen two different people.
There was two people there, though.
So I got two people, are you telling me?
The other guy was closer to the building. The other guy was on the curb ready to cross.
I think I saw the pizza guy. I didn't see no umbrella guy.
No. Oh.
No, the pizza guy had both hands on the box.
No, I think I'm picturing it now. I'm trying to revision this. This is for the lifestyle podcast. But no, I'm pretty sure he had his hands, umbrella. All right, let's just get to it. Season 2 of The Real Housewives of OC. This is our binge watch of all the OC seasons, all 16 of them leading up to season 17. Because it's the big one, you know? It's going to be a big season.
OC of the Wives House Reel. Rewind it back. Your face is priceless.
Because I don't think those words came out the way you said them in your head.
Yeah, they did. OC of Wives House Reel. I would rewind it.
Yeah.
You thought I was talking normal? No.
I thought you were disassociating.
Not yet.
All right.
Give it time. I'm hungry, so I'll be.
She's ready to go.
I'll still be, yeah.
All right. So she's gonna throw out some food requests as we go.
I got some eye pain. It's just
All right. So if you didn't watch our season 1 breakdown, well, you should go watch that.
I really should,
but
things won't make sense.
No, but yeah. Well,
they will, but they
will. But the way we did it last time is we did the wives. We said who it is, what their storyline was, and then like if we had comments on them as themselves, and then we did some overall thoughts of the whole season, which is what we're gonna do again.
Oh, she literally did hers like a damn book report. It's like got a wives' name, storyline,
the wives
comment.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's give you an overview of all the wives here. We got Vicky returning, Joe returning. It's Gina or Jenna? Gina. Gina returning. Lori returning. Kimberly
gone
briefly. She's there in that first episode, and then she's gone.
I didn't remember. Oh yeah.
And to replace her, we get Tammy. All right. So let's start. My first one is Vicky.
Yes.
So her storyline this season, in my opinion, was her trying to make time for herself. And
empty nester.
Yeah, and that her business is growing.
Yeah,
and
still working at the insurance.
I feel like I'm missing part of my note because I thought I wrote something about trying to make time for her. Oh, her and her husband. I left that part out.
Yeah.
And now she has Duff, who is Gina's friend, helping.
Gina's friend, Tammy's ex-boyfriend,
which I'm gonna
for 10 years
get into him later in my overview because I had a lot of like watching, and then like in a few episodes later, I had realizations. Like I didn't realize what was going on.
I could see that.
Now, surprisingly, I didn't have comments for Vicky because I don't feel like she got a lot of screen time. Yes, she did have the little family van and the coming to surprise the son in the college. Like those are two very big moments.
Yeah, those are two very like iconic moments for her. Like it's kind of like.
But that was really,
that
was it.
Like, mention it all. It's my opinion. Those were
one of those.
two early classics.
Yeah.
I mean, those were her screaming at that van was like, "You bring a little man like she
first,
was crazy.
I was like, okay, 6 people, and then I thought about it. I was like, no, like, yeah, 6
they
people
did
would fit in
fit.
a van, but like truly, like, she's saying they had what, 12 suitcases,
They had luggages and
so
all,
like
yeah.
that's really not gonna fit. Like, I think just 6 people. Here's my thing though, in my opinion, if I was this company, 6 people, and you just assume they brought 1 suitcase each, 6, that's a lot of people to fit in that car. And that little man, oh my god, him waving at the camera,
I know,
that was so funny.
Such an innocent little fool.
Well, because he had no clue. They said go to Vicky, and
see, this is the weird thing about this. Like, I know this is only season 2, but I felt like not much changed.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Like, Vicky's still working in the insurance. Okay, great. She has somebody new, and because, what's her name? Lori's gone. Like,
Lori's leaving. Yeah,
she's leaving. Brianna's still there. Well, not really.
Well, no,
she's in nursing
going to
school, but
now.
Michael's still in college. But it's like still the same things. Like, she was preparing for them to leave last season, and now they're
like it feels like it's still like season 1.
Yeah.
Which, if we go into the next one, Jo, her literal storyline is dealing with Slade again.
Yeah, and moving to Los Angeles.
And yeah, that's what I was going to say. Breaking up with him and going to Los Angeles, which is which was basically last season.
Yeah,
which I have to say, Jo says she's never cooked in 2 years, but they have like 4 ovens in the back.
I know.
I think it's 4 ovens. Maybe it's either way. It's 2 ovens and a microwave.
I think that was his house with his ex-wife.
Either way, 4 ovens. We need 4 ovens tonight. I know. That's like a thing. And also, I mean, this is less of her thing, but he literally, Slade talks to her like she's one of his kids. Like, I think worse.
That's what she says.
Yeah. And I will say,
she's young enough.
I do weirdly feel that her and Shane, which is Gina's son, have significantly more chemistry than her and Slade does.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I don't know if it's because this is a 4-year age gap and not 12, and that just shows, like,
yeah, could definitely be.
I will say, I don't know if actually, because Andy just like, oh, did anything actually happen between you? And her laptop's dying. Did anything actually happen between you guys? And
I don't think anything
I don't think so either. I don't. I think she's just messing with him.
Yeah. I think he's just a friend and interesting to be around. Yeah. Whatever. I don't think anything happened either.
And inevitably, though, they do break up, her and Slade, which obviously some of you guys may know this. I forgot to preface this in the beginning. This is your rewatch. I've never seen this show.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen like episodes when I was younger airing in the background, but nothing that I can really remember. Even from the newer seasons, like, not much that I can remember. So obviously you guys know that they probably broke up, but for me it's kind of like, watching a TV show, like a, I guess like a, not a reality, like a fiction.
It's funny because I remember like, I knew that was going to do that. I remember some of the, like, classic lines, like, I can't believe he broke up with me on the couch. Yes, he did. Move on. It was, like, that was, like, that was a big thing. Like,
and then he ends up showing up to this, like, I guess it's, like, the season finale party, which they had, which was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that was another big one.
He brought a girl with him.
Which the girl, if you recall, she was from last season, I think.
Oh, was she? I don't know.
Or was that the beginning? Whenever she went out to LA, he went out with friends. That was last season, right? She went out with a girls' night or something, or was that this?
I can't remember.
I thought it was last season.
Like, season 1 and season 2 are so similar that they blend.
Be, like, she was, I thought they said she was not a playmate, but they were making comments, like,
well, even now they were saying,
an
like,
inappropriate job or something
he looks
like
he rented her.
Yeah. So, I mean,
based on the fact that they have no chemistry, he probably paid her to come on a date with him. That's my opinion. All right. Do you have anything else on Jo, or ready to go to?
Just that she's, trying to do the singing career.
Oh my god, yes! How could I forget the singing career? The first ever housewife to start a singing career. I will say her singing career reminds me a little bit of Melissa Gorga. Like, they're not horrible, but, like, they're not good. And I kind of had a realization when I was watching this, and I think why, like, housewife songs will never truly be, like, a mainstream thing is because they're just such, like, classic pop songs, but not in the way that, like, I can't even think of anybody like a Dua Lipa or like a Katy Perry song. Like, that's like upbeat and poppy. This is like weird. I think really the only one is Erica Jane. Like, I would probably actually unironically listen to Erica Jane's music.
Well,
and I sometimes will throw on a little expensive to be me sometimes when we're joking. Well, but that's like a joke.
The funny thing is with this is that, like, they broke up, but yet, like, it said at the end that he's her manager. And, yeah, that's, because I think this is around the time where, like, his business wasn't doing well, and things were changing for him or something like that. And he, like, I think he almost didn't have a job. And, like, that's what he started doing was, like, this kind of stuff.
Managing.
Yeah, like, weird stuff. And, yeah, he became, like, her manager or something. I don't really think it goes too far, but I think that's
we do know she's a guest for 3 and 4.
Yeah, I think that's how he ends up getting still hooked into the whole Real Housewives. Because then he gets hooked up with another housewife, like, later on. And that's how he gets, like... That's how he never leaves the Housewives.
I do, like, now that I'm thinking of it, I don't know where he goes, but I do remember hearing, like, I think, like, hearing the name Slade, like how you know, like how you would hear.
There. It's so much. He's like
he's like a Brandy. He just keeps coming back.
He's just turns into like. Ugh.
Yeah. All right, Gina. Now her storyline mainly is the strain on the relationship with her husband.
Yeah, because I wrote nothing new is going on with Gina.
No, nothing at all.
Sadly, her life is boring, and it's all about her kids.
Oh, really? Because I thought her beginning in the storyline was that she basically wants to murder her dogs. She wants to kill them or sell them off. What the hell was that with the dogs?
I don't know. Weird.
I mean, and then also, we mentioned this from the first shot from the first episode in this season. Her family shot where they show her in the front and the family. We both went, who's that man standing in the distance?
Well, now he's not there.
What do you mean, the husband?
He's not in the shot. I wrote that, in the backdrop.
No, he is in season 2. He is. He's the guy standing off to the right. There's the 3 kids, and he's on the right.
It said, I noticed he was gone.
No, he was there because remember we said who's the man standing with his arms crossed to the side, not by the kids.
In the back shot, like not the opening credit.
In the transition credit? I don't know. Oh, maybe in the opening credit. Oh.
There's one of them that he's not there. He's gone. It's just the kids.
I think he's in the opening credit.
Yeah, he's just the kids.
Interesting.
Yeah. I thought that was interesting. But I wrote, like, literally, like, you could see the husband and her breaking up.
Yeah. I'm guessing they do.
Yeah.
Well, you made a whole thing you were telling me about, like, how he stayed on his wing. So I was like, I don't know. Maybe he'll just stay on his wing. Also, she lets that youngest son deal with their dead dogs. I don't know.
That was a little.
I was like, oh my god, he's. And then also, like, even. Oh no, that's season 3.
She chucks up a lot of stuff to, like, oh, well, he's more caring, he's more sensitive. No, like, lady, like, he's a kid. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I just don't understand some of the stuff that she does.
No,
like,
because, well, one thing I felt like, too, for her especially, you feel like you're watching family home videos of her.
Yeah.
And it's just not entertaining.
Well,
it's not interesting.
That's what I'm saying. I wrote here, like, interestingly enough, like, in the reunion, like, Andy kind of said, like, he kind of, like, actually, like, lined out what everybody's, like, storyline was.
Yeah.
In the reunion, he was, like, saying, like, Vicky was controlling over her kids and trying to get her independence. Joe was trying to get her music career off and break away from Slade. And, like, Gina, there was, like, he really didn't say anything.
Because there really wasn't anything.
But it's basically, like, he talked about the husband and stuff like that and the kids. I'm thinking, all right, so you think that's okay for her to have as a storyline? It's just, like, really just whatever the kids are doing as the storyline. Because that's really what it was. I guess,
but this is, like, season 2, so there really is no storyline
for her. Like, they were just happy to, like you said, watch, like, home videos. Because that's what you felt like you were like, truly looking at.
And the son, speaking of the son with the dead dog, him, the youngest one, Colton, ends up using gay slurs, no censor, which is so crazy, like, shocking, compared to, obviously, the slur that he used is the same one that they just used in the Beverly Hills reunion. So it's, like, that completely censored and bleeped. Him actually, like, using it, nothing, no censor, and they played it, like, 101 times.
Yeah.
But the thing about that...
Between them, a lot of inappropriate words.
Yeah, no, pretty bad. But one of the things, too, I noticed in that fight, he, like, the kid ends up losing. He throws something, or he throws, I don't know, and Shane comes in, he's like, oh my god, he broke your remote. And she just looked down that hall, like, with the most evil eyes, like, he broke the remote. He said slurs? Whatever. He broke the remote.
Yeah, they got upset over, like, the weirdest things. Because even for Andy, like, when Andy used to be in, like I was saying, in the reunions, Like if somebody said something like a gay slur or something like that, like he would like get personally offended. Like you could see him being, and like this was like maybe he was too young to the scene and all like that he didn't like feel he could say something or something. But like now if somebody does that, he calls them out on it.
Yeah.
Like you're friends with me. Like how could you say that? Like I know they were just, maybe it's because they were also like new to each other, but yeah, they were big on that. And he said, the brother said that like, oh my, Colton apologized to me and apologized to my mother for but like you didn't really apologize for like using those words because they didn't. I guess that's just not what was going on at the time.
Yeah, I think this was only now.
Weird. Yeah.
Season 1 was 2006, so this is like 2007. So
it was
sadly
weird.
Nobody's thinking that, hey, we shouldn't use these words. Also, she mentions that she bought a house for each of the kids, except for Colton. He has a condo, so. I guess that's his punishment.
He wants the one on the
golf course, which the condo is not on the golf course.
Yeah.
He wants a better house. Well,
get what you get.
Yep.
Get upset.
And also, Uncle Richie and her family, friend of basically for this season.
Yeah, he probably is.
And he's weird. He was.
I think they were looking for a male figure to be like playing opposite against her, since her husband's not very good at it. Oh, maybe. So I think that's where he comes in. I think they were like bringing him in for that reason.
And then I guess we could move on to Lori now.
Yeah.
So she's dating George, who she met on a blind date.
Yeah.
He's got his.
Vicky actually set them up.
I don't know. I don't remember.
It says it later in the thing. I think Vicky, not later in the season, but like later in the whole series. Like I think she mentions that Vicky's the one.
He's got his whole own 4 kids, and Josh is back in rehab, which pretty much you just kind of barely see that kid anymore.
Yeah. Only on his like free days.
I think
and
even
then he's
now
complaining like
we just started season 3, and in the credits he's not even in the promo. It's like her youngest daughter and I think the guy's oldest daughter. So it's like they're not gonna even try with him. Her storyline really is basically getting engaged to George.
Getting engaged, getting married. Yeah. She moves into his house with him with Sophia, and then like she gives her townhouse to the daughter, Ashley, who basically just keeps
God. Literally, I had no comments on Lori. My only comment was like, how did her daughter not smell the cat poop? Because we have 2 cats, and they can poop in the litter box, cover it, and we could be right behind them to dispose it, and the whole apartment would stink. I don't know how that girl was not like gagging, puking. I don't know. And also in that scene too where Lori comes to check on her, there's flies flying around Lori. Mm-hmm. Like, ew.
Oh yeah. I saw one land on her.
Oh god. Yeah. And we'll just quickly, Kimberly, she basically left because of the melanoma, I think, right? It's melanoma. Yeah. And her son got
area where her son had something suspicious.
He got a mole, and
they wanted to go somewhere where there's not sun.
I don't remember where she said she went, but
It's Chicago.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
But Lori, before you finish with her,
Sorry.
She's trying to create her own jewelry company.
Oh,
with her friend Lorelai. They want to try to get their own investors because, what's her name? George said he would, he would help her, of course, but she wants to do it on her own. So she's trying to do that
and no longer working for Vicky.
Yeah, and then she gave up working for Vicky, and the daughter still lives in the house, but she's paying all the bills now. Josh tried to live with her for like 2 weeks, and then he got kicked out because he already broke her rules. And so there you go.
Yeah. Tammy.
Tammy. She's the new housewife. Tammy.
She has 3 kids. 2 with her ex, who made her lose all the money, and then another one Courtney. With her on and off again boyfriend Duff, which we mentioned before. Her storyline is really having lost money and kind of like trying to put a final like cap on her relationship with Duff.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. I think I might have had the most comments on her. I don't know. I think I was tied with her and maybe Gina. My favorite part though is that they used Gina leasing her a house in Kodo to get her in there, because I think that is so funny too in this. Like, it's like you have to live in Kodo or you're not on the show. Yeah. Like, I mean, obviously I'm assuming I don't know much about Orange County, but I'm assuming it's bigger than Kodo, but Kodo's like the...
Yeah. Like, well, there's Laguna Beach and...
Well, yeah.
There's other places, but yeah, that's...
And one big thing, the biggest thing for her, which even on episode 1 of season 3, I still mention, the flood. The flood makes 0 sense. because she says that when her and Gina were talking about it, that the flood happened when she was watching Gina's kids for 8 days long, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was like a toilet or something that flooded. When was the last time that Gina's kids could have needed to be babysat?
Yeah, I don't know.
Right? So, like, how long has this flood been going on? Like, that doesn't make...
She just stayed with, like, I don't know.
Right? Like, it's not fixed yet. Nothing's repaired. Right? That doesn't make any sense to me, and I've been trying to figure that out, but I've got nothing on it. Yeah. And also, here's one of my realizations. We'll start with this. Keep it nice and simple.
Hit my glasses.
Tammy's 2 oldest daughters thought they were one person for a really long time until I saw them sitting next to each other. Which, the scene that I saw them sitting next to each other leads into my next comment. I think the oldest out of them, I don't know
Lindsay. Courtney.
The one who got her nose broken.
Yeah,
her. When I noticed it, they went to the dad's house and they sat next to each other, and that's how I noticed it. But the girl was there, and she told her dad about how she's dating, like, a guy who's, like, I think in his, like, 30s or something. Yeah. And then, like, and the dad just is like, yeah, that's fine, and approves, because the dad basically admits to actively chasing down younger women. He said that the daughter said that the girl that he's with now is maybe a year older than her, a year younger than her, and then he also said, like, there was a 25-year age gap between him and Tammy. So, weird. Of course you would approve of that, but...
I just don't understand these girls with these older men. I just don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. That looked like the guy that she was dating. They're not together anymore, but looked like it could have been her dad.
Yeah.
For what? A pit bull? She didn't even get the horse. That's what she really, I think, was dating for the horse.
Yeah, she broke up with him, too.
That's all I had for individual thoughts.
Yeah, pretty much that's all I had, too.
I have now just a few overall thoughts. One was that I love that even back here, they still, like, list the price of how much they spent. Like, I love that that's the number one. Like, if you were like, what's one thing from season 1 to now that they still do? It's the price listing. And Duff. I did not realize how connected Duff was at first. Like, they introduced him and they let him, like, completely sit down, explain his whole life, pretty much making him a friend of almost as well. Mm-hmm. And I did not realize, I saw him when they first introduced him with Vicky. And I was like, okay, this is just some random guy who knows Gina who's working with Vicky. And then I realized that Duff is the same Duff that is dating Tammy. And I'm like, wait, what the hell? It really, I don't know. I looked
She
at
had me
him.
confused, trust me. She was asking a question.
Because him and Gina, I think, kissed on the lips. And I said,
like,
is that
Uncle
Richie? And I go, why is she kissing Uncle Richie on the lips? That's disgusting. It's still weird that she kissed another man on the lips, but I guess since her relationship was a strain, she was testing the waters.
Yeah.
That's my guess. The biggest thing out of them all is, how did Bravo legally get away with filming all these children drinking underage? Like, they literally went to a whole underage party where kids were drinking.
Yeah, there was a lot of underage drinking, too.
Like, how did they get away with that? Like, that would not have shit. Like, I know we talked about last episode, Josh and the drugs and all that, like, admitting to that on camera. I mean, I guess he was held accountable for that and, like, with the law. But these kids, I will say, thank God Vicky had some sense, because she mentioned there's, like, this whole little thing where her daughter, Gina, basically everybody's daughters became these...
the OC angels.
The Halo angel model, something.
Angels.
Which was ran by Tammy's husband. And she's like, it's kind of weird that he's picking all these young girls. Which, yeah, I mean, we know he likes young girls, but...
you get why he's doing it. Obviously, he's trying to, use them to get their
he
water
wanted
out,
young, pure girls, which is just a creepy description. No.
Yeah, he's just...
Here's a fun one. I wrote a thought, and I didn't finish it. I just wrote, who the hell was... I know where I was going with it. I do remember. Who the hell were those 2 girls that fought at that Aqua Angel thing? I don't know.
One of them was a friend of Lindsay's, I think, and the younger one. And then I don't really know how the
other one said she was from the guy he invited her.
Yeah,
but like, they just out of nowhere, I look back at the TV, and they're completely fist fighting.
Yeah.
Throwing down like a real housewife fight.
The best is, like, he's like, oh, if you're gonna do that, you're out. But I'm like, you brought her and you knew what she was like, so like, I don't get it, dude. But there's just a lot of, like, they had better quality. I think filming was a little better.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit sharper because I
Yeah.
was even looking at like a clip or something of Vicky and the family van, and it was definitely a little bit more like they had an ability to upgrade it to HD on
Yeah, she
Bravo's website.
she looked better. It looked better. The actual like filming of it. Also, the girls started like doing like events together. Like,
yeah, they did hang
started,
out much more.
No, yeah, they didn't hang out in the beginning. I felt like the whole thing was like
Solo.
yeah, like only confrontation that went on in your family. Like that's the only time you see.
I
Like,
mean,
like they didn't really get together. The first real get together was like literally when they were
the finale.
taking that picture for the show. Remember they got together to take a picture for
Last season?
Yeah, or is that this season?
No, they showed them taking the picture this season.
Oh,
last
that's
season,
this season.
last
But
season they didn't get together.
Didn't they get together for the psychic?
You?
They got together for or is that this
That
season?
was this season.
Oh my god, I'm blending.
Yeah, no, they got together right off the bat in episode 1, except for Joe and Tammy were not there.
Yeah, they had a couple of barbecues this season, like where they could all interact, or at least some of them could interact together.
Or like even like they
A good
interacted in
handful of
pairs
them.
better than like
Yeah,
last
like
season.
they
It was
weren't
really
even.
just fun.
They weren't even doing that last season, so that's like the funny thing. And I know Andy mentioned it at the reunion, and I was thinking about like what the hell with this. Are those shirts with the big rhinestones in the front?
Yeah.
I mean, I knew they did that back then, but I did not know how
Serious?
yeah
Or expensive it was.
Yeah, well that too, how expensive it is.
Speaking of Andy, oh my god. I don't think I've ever seen Andy look that young.
Holy youngness. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I
head
kind
of
of
black
started
hair.
with the more content, like
Yeah,
the newer stuff.
He had full head of black hair. It was just crazy watching him.
Yeah, it was. I was like, it doesn't even look. It almost like didn't look like him because of like you're so used to seeing Andy that you see now.
Yep, he was really young. Questions were the same though, kind of like he was still like on the same.
Yeah,
type.
he was like, yeah, we're gonna show a little clip or something like, you know.
Yeah, he was still on the same like basic.
Yeah, it still had the same thing. It was pretty much like recapping the past season. There was no fights to like rekindle because like the closest thing was Joe and Lori, but they didn't fight. They just made up, and she was like, I hope that whatever. And since that, there's still no true housewife level fight this season. I mean, there was those other girls, but they don't really count in my eyes.
Yeah.
But I'm very interested to see what's going to trigger the first true housewife fight, like, in history.
I forget. Like, I can't remember.
I mean...
I think it's Tamra.
I was going to say, I literally wrote down, I'm going to have to assume, because we know Tamra arrives next season, I have to assume it's her. I mean, her tagline is literally, I'm the hottest housewife in OC or something, so
yeah.
That just says drama. I mean, I know Tamra is drama, but I'm just saying, right off the bat, she definitely is coming in to stir the pot.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
They had real taglines, kind of.
Well, I don't know
they
if
were
they
quotes,
had,
but they were
still taken.
but they picked better quotes.
Yeah, then
like
I don't want to.
You could feel like
I don't want to get old.
Yeah, like you could feel like some of them could be, like.
Yeah, spoiler.
Could have been used as a tagline, but they
Season 3, still no real taglines.
Yeah, no.
Because we thought so at first, and then Tamara's tagline literally right off the bat in episode 1 when we heard her say it. So it was like, all right, well, that's all we have for season 2. We'll be back next week for season 3. Maybe we'll even throw 4. Maybe not in like the same episode.
She's getting wild with it.
No, because here's the thing.
There's so many things to watch.
Talked about this though. If we watch all 16 seasons, we're gonna be in February. Mm-hmm. And let me just say, I have news for our weekly podcast. You can check that out every Monday. We talk about what we watch separately throughout the week, and then we come together. And then we spin a wheel, and I drop the cat's feet. And then we, God, I can't remember. And we talk about news. Speaking of the news, I have rumors and possible knowledge that a housewife show that we watch is coming back in December. So... you'll have to, if you want to know which one it is, make sure you tune in on Monday to hear.
Real New Jersey, probably. That's my bet.
And also on Friday.
Do you know what one's coming back?
Yeah, I have the rumor. I don't have a date. It's a rumor date. And on Friday, we uploaded our Andor episode. We do that every Friday. There's only 2 more left, so,
get on the train or
binge
get
up.
off.
Binge on it, get on it. I don't know. Binge it, and then, you're caught up. There you go. Ta-da. And
Huzzah.
Also, we're going to be posting a bonus episode at the end of the month. The last day of the month, we post a bonus episode. We're going to be watching Anne Hathaway's top 10 filmography movie. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
You'll get it when it's time. Speaking of bonus episodes, you should subscribe so you don't miss any episodes. And make sure to turn on notifications, because what if we just randomly post one?
Yeah.
You
could
never
happen.
know. Yeah. Also,
I'm still looking for the what they wore to the reunion, and
it's YouTube exclusive.
that's what she keeps telling me, and I keep forgetting and asking.
Yep. You should give us a... Wait, now you threw me off. Oh my god.
A 4 or a 5.
Yeah, you can give us a 4 or a 5. A 4 if we have to improve. A 5
5
if you know that we're gonna approve. No, know that we're not gonna approve. Not think. No. And we will improve. So you should just give us a 5. Don't waste your time doing a 4. You can't change your score, so you might, just give us a good score now.
Not unless you're
A wizard?
Yeah.
Sure.
That's exactly what I was rhyming with. A wizard.
And if you're watching / listening on YouTube, you can give us a thumbs up. Don't give us a thumbs down. Instead, leave a comment telling us how we can improve.
Improve.
And I believe that's the spiel. Say it.
You sure? Hit the button.